Episode 0, Rituals and Respect.
Eliacus was 20 years old, a man of high caliber, and an even better captain. His hair a blood cherry red with warm auburn undertones. Leaving the dock from the pre-voyage ritual, he had an eerie sense of eyes in the distance as if they were right on top of him. Out came two individuals blocking his path.
"Hand over whatever secret you hold, the one the rest share whispers of,"
the closer of the bandits exclaimed. The first strike didn't land. One man surged forward, a half step too fast. A gull screamed above, birdish, landed square in his eye. He flinched, hard. Eliacus pivoted, struck the back of his neck cleanly. The man folded like canvas. The second attacker lunged. His shoulder clipped a scaffold. Crates tumbled. One hit him full in the chest, dropped him flat. Eliacus stood still and just watched the dust settle. Then the thought came quiet.
The cup. They want the cup, but they don't even know what they want. I do.
He exhaled through his nose.
Looks like I'm not the only one luck decided to favor today.
A slight sigh followed.
No need to kill them,
he said. He stepped over the fallen man, boots crunching against scattered crate shards, rope curls, rust flakes. The early tide whispered against the pylons beneath the dock. The gull was gone. No other sound but the sea. Eli set course to meet a portion of the crew where they had planned to reconvene. His fingers brushed the inside of his coat, twice stitched, leather-backed. The map was there, folded flat and damp around the edges, recovered from where he'd buried it beneath the salt stack near Old Gullmark. He shouldn't have had to dig it up this early. Beside it, a second shape pressed against his ribs, cold, metal, familiar. The compass, cracked down the middle, rust around the pin. It didn't point north, never had. It spun when danger grew near. Pointed straight when it was personal, and when the cup was close, it trembled. Most folks thought it was cursed or broken, but then most folks had never heard the right stories. Only pirates still spoke of the cup in truth, the old ones, full of salt and silence. They whispered about it when the drink ran dry and the waves stood still, a thing older than the tides. A vessel that drank more than wine. And when they spoke of it, they never said what it did, only what it cost. Eliacus adjusted the strap on his shoulder. The cup hadn't cost him anything. Not yet, but it would. His steps stayed steady as he closed the last stretch toward the tavern, and the ritual replayed in his mind like a final inspection. Map secured, compass on him, blade clean, coin tucked, ship stocked, sails prepared, everything in place, everything ready to sail, and still. The cup sat in his thoughts like a weight that didn't belong to any checklist. The tavern leaned sideways under its own roof, slats nailed and renailed, blacked out windows weeping salt. A lantern flickered behind one pane, then stilled. Eliacus paused. The compass shifted once, then again, faster. Inside something moved. A silhouette stepped back from the window, danger already inside. He didn't hesitate as he opened the door and walked in. The door creaked like a hull under strain as Eliacus stepped inside. Heat met him first, firelight, sweat, pipe smoke, masked slightly with the stench of kelp oil frying in old pans. The tavern shifted. Full, still loud, yet the space around him bent slightly as he entered. A long table near the back. That was them, the ones who mattered, his crew. Red Marta was laughing, not full-throated, the kind of laugh that left scars. She leaned halfway across the table, snapping something cruel and clever at Sparrow, who ducked and grinned like he'd planned it. Rourke drained his glass with precision, eyes locked on the entrance since the moment Eliacus appeared. Kellan tapped a rhythm with his thumbnail against his glass, eyes half-lidded, listening to something in the grain of the floorboards. St. O'Doyle murmured a half-blessing over someone else's untouched drink. A woman near the bar lowered her voice.
That's him.
Her companion leaned in.
The one going past the Tern Line? They say he's chasing a map no one comes back from.
Another voice, older, rougher.
I heard he's got a compass that spins when death's close. Doesn't point north. Points to trouble.
Sparrow tilted his head and caught the words. A small grin traced his mouth. He stayed quiet. Marta lifted her eyes next. Her expression flattened. She didn't smile. Cal stood. The rest followed. No salute, no speech, just motion, synced like tide to gravity. By the time Eliacus reached them, the crew had already risen. Marta passed him a glass without question. He took it. They drank together. One breath. One burn. Then Eliacus leaned toward Tide, and the two of them stepped from the circle. "You charted it again?" Eliacus asked, voice low. Tide's reply came slow and smooth.
"Twice. Same shape, same pull, like it's waiting."
Eliacus scanned the windows. The black water beyond didn't shift. The sky leaned in but offered no answer.
The cup stayed still.
"Didn't need to.
Tide said.
It knows we're going back."
They stood together. No hurry between them, just the pressure of what loomed. Tide lifted his glass.
"That moment, when the ocean parted for us, when we found it. You remember how still everything went?"
Eliacus breathed once.
I do, like it was breathing in.
Their boots creaked as they returned to the table. Marta half finished a story on the way back. Saint corrected her with a grin and a raised finger. Sparrow pantomimed a duel with a fork. Eliacus walked through the noise, but something coiled tight behind his ribs.
We buried the map, masked the cup, swapped ports, used false papers. Still, word spreads, someone talks, or someone watches.
Eli thought to himself. A man drifted from the bar, coat stitched like he bought it clean. No weather in his hands. Wrong kind of walk. He approached with a strained smile.
"Hey, you're him, right? Captain Rybbon?"
Cal's glass lowered. The man took another step.
"They say you've got something old, something that leads."
His fingers shifted, just barely. Eliacus stayed still. A chair slid as shadows compressed. Before the man could blink, Cal stepped into his breath. The stranger hit the ground, face to floorboards, arm twisted, voice gone. Marta crouched beside him, half amused.
"Wrong crew to try and pull some ish on, darling."
Sparrow leaned back, drink in hand.
"He missed the part where we watched the door from every angle."
Saint finished his cup.
"Some folks never learn."
Eliacus stepped back to the table. The rest flowed with him, without command. Marta reseated herself. Cal returned to his glass. Sparrow held his grin. Saint lifted the bottle. Tide raised his drink last.
"Enjoy this drink."
His voice stayed level. The room leaned in.
"It may be our very last."